This is the Fantasy Football Dudes podcast.
What up, my dudes? This is Trent here with the Fantasy Football Dudes podcast. I am joined by Phil, Jordan, and Seth as always. Today we have our Week 13 recap. We have some dudes, we have some duds, we have some divas, we have some waiver wire ads. Should be a fun show. Excited. It is chilly here in the Dude Den. I got my socks, Crocs, and sweats on. Phil is all bundled up and toasty here. For if you want to see what we're wearing, if you really care about what we're wearing, I don't know. Some people think we are fashion experts, maybe.
Who'd you talk to about that said that may have thought they were fashion experts? Because I'm
just trying to get people to go look at our YouTube channel. Phil,
So we are fashion experts.
Yeah, fashion experts. Maybe I don't know. You probably wear Uggs or something fancy like that.
I might if more people go to our YouTube channel. And I'm sorry, I had a little sound go off on my computer. I was trying to figure out why Fresno State is trending, and it's because they accepted the LA Bowl against Washington State.
Oh, nice. Oh, it is Washington State.
I believe it is against Washington State.
Oregon State.
I am not. What is the LA Bowl?
It's new. It used to be the Las Vegas Bowl, but now that they have the new stadium, the Mountain West champs don't play in that anymore.
Oh,
it's a bigger bowl game now.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Jimmy Kimmel accepts Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl. That's what it's called.
I guess. I don't know.
I have a question. Does Trent's voice get higher and higher pitch on that intro every time?
The "Let's Go, My Dudes."
Yeah.
No, what up, my dudes?
I think it's higher.
I'm still trying to find my voice.
Yeah.
Still going.
Imagine if we see him like do one of those tuners before he does it next week.
So la fatis.
This is starting off bad. Can we give a shout out to I know that you said you gave a little shout out to Beware of Bulldogs. Were you going to say anything else about the game that happened?
Let's say, Mountain West champs. That was nice, especially with how bad the season started for Fresno State.
Yeah.
What did we start out? 1-4?
1-4.
And now we are 9-4, 10-4. It's one. I think we're 9-4.
9-4. If we win the bowl game, we'll get 10 wins.
Always nice to beat Boise on that dumb-looking blue turf. I cannot stand watching
Smurf
turf. Yeah,
a lot of injuries though was part of the reason why we were 1-4.
Yes, injuries, and we murphed the Smurfs this Saturday. If you want to hear more about that, go to our friends at Beware the Bulldogs. Good weekend, Phil. You doing okay? You hanging in there?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm trying to think of. I went to a parade this weekend, a Christmas parade.
Did it rain the whole time?
It didn't actually. It didn't rain, and there was just the right amount of people. I might start praying for rain around this time just for the parade. Like there were so few people there. It was nice.
There was no vendors though, Phil. That was the problem. Like no one selling kettle corn or cotton candy or
hot
popcorn.
chocolate.
Oh, I totally forgot that happens.
Yeah, that's what happens when there's
So basically you just walked down there, went to the parade, and went home.
No, I did get some hot chocolate. We actually they sponsored us. We can give them a shout out, Bella Creamery.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Bella Creamery. They've sponsored us before. Give them a little bit of shout out. They had some unreal hot chocolate. And it could have been mixed, and maybe they did a little they spiced it up a little bit somehow, but legit whipped cream in it. Delicious hot chocolate. So I bought that for my family.
At Bella Creamery?
At Bella Creamery, yeah. I would pay for that hot chocolate just walking down the street. If I'll go, I don't live far from downtown, so I'll walk down there. I would walk to get that hot chocolate. It was so good. Other than that, it's kind of embarrassing that was the highlight of my weekend is that hot chocolate. But
and the Bulldogs.
The Bulldogs winning. I watched some wrestling this week. Iowa State wrestled each other, and I got a flat tire, which that's going to be part of my diva.
Okay. We'll come back to that. I'll save it.
I'll say it. But I did get a flat tire. That's always a bummer. And so, I got a flat tire today. I had much bigger plans today, and then I got a flat tire on my way to Fresno.
So happy you didn't call me. Seth, how are we doing, Seth? You hanging in there?
I'm a little under the weather, but I'm all right.
Seth has a blanket on right now.
No, I don't.
A little bit more than just a blanket. You have a blanket. Oh, no, you don't. Never mind.
The blanket's on the table.
That's our tablecloth. I thought you had a blanket on your legs.
It kind of does look like this.
Look like that.
That or a kilt.
At home, I do look like this. So at home, I am wrapped in a blanket at home on the couch.
So Seth's been thankfully it's
I could also see that.
I want to be against wearing a kilt.
Yeah, maybe in the summer, not in the winter. I feel like it'd be you'd want jeans are more functional in the winter.
Let's stop with that.
I'm just saying they're warm. Warmer.
Clearly, you don't want to wear a kilt in the winter, Phil.
I don't know. Sometimes it's nice to have the breeze, you know.
All right, Jordan, how was your weekend, man? Enough kilt talk.
We shouldn't have gone there. Why'd you go there, Trent? I blame you, man.
The Grinch. It's a kilt, sicko. You know, have you ever seen The Grinch? It's a Christmas movie. You know.
Yeah, I don't remember that part, but
No, I'm a little also under the weather a little bit, but I don't think as bad as Seth. But yeah, it was a good week. Coached a lot of basketball this week and watched a lot of World Cup soccer. And yeah, other than that, you know, another good weekend.
you've lost me, by the way, on the World Cup. As soon as USA was out, I'm out. Like
Yeah,
that was
but that's fair. Like that's all I expect from people.
yeah. Like I
You know,
haven't
that was
watched another match.
That was a frustrating game on Saturday morning, but
match
it
on
is
the
what it
pitch,
is.
as they say.
I'll still watch.
You still watch that?
I'll watch the actual World Cup and maybe like the big like high profile games. Like, can Brazil play Argentina before?
I don't know. I don't
Or
think
they on the
so. I
opposite side
think
of
they're on
the
the
bracket?
opposite side.
Okay.
So
So when-
France and England play each other.
Yeah, so there'll be
coming
some
up.
high profile games before the World Cup, which I will
Yeah.
probably watch.
So when is the championship game?
It's like 2 weeks from today.
So we're getting pretty close to Christmas then, huh?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
no.
the 18th.
It's 18th.
Yeah,
Man, that's a lot of soccer. So it's a 4-5 week
it's
deal.
like 4 weeks, but the games will be spread out here now. They'll take days off in between, and like because I think they have to give them like
Some
3 to
recovery
4
time.
days in between each game. Yeah,
Yeah, that's like soccer though. I mean, I don't expect them to grit it out. You know,
I
what
mean,
I'm saying?
football players only play once a week too, Phil.
I'm just talking trash. How about you, Trent? Did you have a good weekend?
Trent's
I,
done with the soccer talk.
I stopped watching the soccer when it started, and here I am.
Yeah.
But
I was asking about your weekend.
oh,
Yeah.
weekend was good. Yeah, Bulldogs won. Just nice, relaxing weekend.
Your
Not
Cowboys
too much.
just like destroyed. The
Cowboys
Colts.
destroyed the Colts. Bad week to be a horse. Honestly, look at the Boise Broncos.
Yep.
Look at the Indianapolis Colts.
And
No
look
bad-
at the Broncos.
and look at the Broncos. Just you don't want to be a horse.
No.
Yeah.
No, bad week to be a horse.
You may not ever want to be a horse, but
they're just getting rode all over the place. But what are we like? Dallas had such a good game though that like CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott couldn't really get me the fantasy points I needed. Really, like
Tony Pollard and the Cowboys defense did though.
yeah. Well, even the third string running back.
Yeah.
Like they had 3 different running backs scored. The defense was on fire. Were the Cowboys the highest scoring defense this week, fantasy wise?
No, the Browns were.
I thought the
the Browns had 3 touchdowns, 1 special teams, 2 on defense.
I'm starting the Browns D versus Phil in the listener league, and that was a nice little,
Yeah, I was
31 points.
kicking the pants for me.
Yeah, but
Malik Davis, that's who's getting a lot of touches today.
no, he got a touchdown tonight.
Oh,
So,
okay.
honestly, and if the Cowboys keep playing, their defense keeps playing like they are, maybe Malik Davis is worth adding if you have like absolutely no one at running back. Like I played in a deep dynasty league this week. I played Jermichael Hasty, who got 0 points. I would have rather played Davis. That would have been a better play, just hoping that whatever gets some time. But yeah, Dallas looks really good. The rookie wide receivers are on fire, especially this week. I'm hoping
Yeah.
Chris Olave keeps that up. on Monday
Yeah,
Night
I mean, we
Football.
talked about. I think we talked about early in the year about how like you have to be patient with the rookie wide receivers. It takes a little while sometimes for them to get going, but once they get going, they're going.
Yeah, and Christian Watson, 2 more touchdowns today, had
Yep.
a rushing and a receiving touchdown.
Garrett Wilson's a stud.
Garrett Wilson's good.
Treylon Burks had an amazing catch, then got knocked out of the game.
What is Trey? No, but I'm not to laugh at him being knocked out. But
Okay.
like last week, his touchdown was a fumble recovery
Yeah.
for a touchdown.
Yeah.
This week he gets
It was an amazing catch.
well,
though.
no, he's almost like just that guy that like he's just been getting those one touchdown. Like he's making one like
Well,
crazy play a
yeah.
week.
Yeah.
Do we know a timetable on that? Was it concussion?
I'm
What was
pretty
it?
sure it was a concussion. He got knocked. I
So
literally
he's
think he got
probably out
knocked
3
out.
weeks, 2 weeks.
Who knows?
At this point, like some of those guys might as well go on IR. Like it's just
It's getting close to that with the concussion. 'cause
it's
I
really
don't know.
bad.
Yeah,
And some of them are not even for sure concussions,
Absolutely.
that one was a for sure concussion.
Yeah, I actually unfortunately didn't have a chance to watch that.
Like I'm
He was
surprised.
out cold.
I don't understand how he
Throw that one up there, Seth.
like the ball was still being like he caught the ball. I don't know understand how he had it in his hand still because he literally was knocked out cold.
I'm not making fun of it here, but do you know how like when you get knocked out, you kind of like seize up? I wonder if that actually
Yeah.
helped him.
I've never been knocked out,
I've only
which people might find that hard to believe.
Yeah.
Can we let Phil knock you out?
Why are we?
Violence, Jordan.
No, like, I don't know.
No.
You said you've never done it before.
No,
Maybe it's our first
I
time.
don't. Have you been knocked out?
No, I haven't.
I don't even know. I don't know if I've been knocked out.
So
I've
why
had
are
a
you
No,
giving
no,
us-
no, wait. I actually, no, I was knocked out.
He was defending in honor of a.
No, friend of the pod gave me concussion. I got knocked out for a second or two.
by a punch.
No, playing football, backyard football.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know. That's
Burks is probably out. You think it's Tua status? Like he's out that long?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't. I know he walked off on his own. So
Okay. Are they going to go back to this rule in the offseason and be like, hey, there needs to be a happy medium? Where
so like
it's
Foster Moreau was evaluated for concussion today, and then came back in the game.
okay.
So I don't know. Like I don't know if it's like a complete death sentence anymore. But
I felt bad because I put that meme out today, and it was the Raiders versus the Cowboys game a couple years ago. Remember the note card first down when the ref swiped the note card in between the chains and the football?
yeah.
Said they were
Okay,
short.
yeah.
I put Foster Moreau is this close every week to making a big play, and then he got the concussion. And I was like, oh, should I take it down? Should I not? I kept it down. I kept it up, but anyways, just a little meme I put out there.
Yeah, it looks like a really not great one for sure. Like, and it wasn't helmet to helmet, was it? It was more like shoulder to helmet.
The Burks one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was helmet to helmet.
Yeah,
Was
it's
it?
helmet to helmet.
yeah, it was bad. It was nasty.
So we had rookie wide receivers. How many rookies scored today on wide receivers? We had Treylon Burks. We had
Watson,
Wilson.
Alec Pierce scored tonight.
Yeah, Alec Pierce. I feel like he's gonna be really good. I've been pretty high on him all season, but I like Alec Pierce.
Was there more?
There might have been, but those are kind of the big name.
Drake
ones.
London didn't score, did he?
No, but he finally had some yards. Like he finally had some type of production.
If he had a better quarterback, Drake London would have I think he'd have a way better season for sure.
I agree.
What else do we got here? It looks like.
Well, how'd you, George? You had a rough day today, I'd imagine, just with your.
Did you play Travis Kelce in any like cash lineups or?
No, I didn't have him in any DFS.
What about your Jags? Also had a rough one.
No, like Trevor Lawrence was just. I had some of him in DFS, and that was brutal. And it's Zay Jones in DFS, and he just killed me, Phil. My cash lineup.
Yeah, and we thought it was going to be a good. We thought they only scored 14 points, Jordan.
Yeah, I
what the
know.
heck?
Should we clap it up because Phil actually chose the Lions this week and they actually won?
I'll clap it up for that.
Curse is over, people. Curse is over.
I will say there was a Trevor Lawrence scare at the end of the half. Like that was a little scary.
Yeah.
thought
I watched that slow motion. And I was like, his knee is gone.
Yeah, he came back in. He played in the second half.
It looked like Phil's injury, but he actually got up and walked.
Was it his? You
It was
said
his knee, not his ankle,
Yeah, okay. No, like he's. I saw. I think it was him. Like he's not very like he just seems kind of boring, Jordan. Like, do you like that in a QB? Like, what's up with that, man?
I don't think he's boring.
He's got long hair. Guys with long hair usually aren't boring.
Does he have a personality? Like what?
Yeah, like he was pretty mad after the game today.
What was that?
He said it was embarrassing, and they asked him like was it like the road, or he's all, no, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We're on the road. We just got our what's kicked.
He said, you know what, or he said it.
He said the other word. It's a family friendly podcast. I can't say that word, Phil.
No. I was just wondering if he said you, because people will say
Yeah,
that,
I
you
know.
know.
He's just basically, and then they were like, I saw a reporter was like, this is the most candor, like honesty we've had from Trevor Lawrence.
Well,
in a
that's what
long
I'm
time
saying.
after a
He's
loss.
not like he
Because he's just I think he's a positive guy. Like he tries to like spin positivity on everything.
he's kind of boring, is what I'm saying. Like,
I mean, sure, if you think that's boring, Phil. I mean,
no, remember his draft video? It was like him hanging out with his brother painting in like
I think he's just a normal
Central
guy, Phil.
Florida. I don't do that. I have a brother
Is
like
painting normal?
no, he was
No,
just-
but like I'm saying,
it
he
was
doesn't-
just like it
he's
was just
not
like
all
a
like extra. He doesn't do all this extra stuff just
I didn't
to do
think
it.
I didn't like expect him to like I don't know like buy a Lambo when he got drafted, but it's like I don't know. In that situation, I'd be okay if you want to go with your brother and like hit some balls at Top Golf. Like, do that over like.
Oh,
showing
now
me-
you're advocating for Topgolf.
Yeah, over what I had to deal with. Do you guys not remember that video when he's like hanging out with his brother and his brother's wife, and they're like doing like art and stuff like that? It's like, what is? Do you guys not remember?
I
that?
don't remember that.
Don't remember that.
Maybe I'm
that is-
misremembering.
It's probably very forgettable, to be honest.
That's and it got brought to my mind, and I'm mad about it. Let's just move on. I feel bad for the Jags. I thought they were going to score more today, Jordan, and Zay Jones.
Yeah, I am seeing. I don't know if I looked up Trevor Lawrence painting, and all this is art of Trevor Lawrence.
No, you need to look up Trevor Lawrence brother video draft video. It's not worth it.
I think
at
I'd
this
rather
point.
not. So, speaking of our fashion habits, did you see?
Oh yeah, I was right. Trevor Lawrence's brother is an artist.
Okay, well that makes more sense. His brother is literally an artist, Phil. It's not like he went to like hey, let's just go paint art for fun.
Yeah, don't force me to look at your art is what I'm saying. Like if you're gonna
and don't watch the draft.
Yeah.
Phil,
No, don't watch the draft. The draft is football, Seth. Do you know what the draft is? I'm not going
He
to
was also
freaking
the first overall pick.
That was kinda dumb, Seth. That was kinda
I'm
dumb.
not going to an art convention. I'm going to watch like information
Okay.
about football being presented. I don't want to see freaking Picasso. You know what I'm saying? Like
he's probably pretty far from Picasso.
he is, but that's Seth.
Well, closer to like Thomas
No,
Kincaid.
That's forgivable
But
by
Phil,
Seth. He's sick.
Phil.
Seth is sick.
Seth is sick.
Seth is sick.
Hold on.
Phil, he signed a fat bag, okay?
Phil,
He can do whatever he wants.
Phil, you are the advocate of the human interest piece. Those stories on the draft are human interest pieces. You always talk about the human interest pieces.
You're right. My apologies. I'm just saying, it's just you guys don't remember that.
I agree with you. He's kind of boring.
I went on a long tangent, all to come back to. He's boring. Seth, can you agree with me there?
I mean, like, he's whatever.
How's the best way to like warm your paint up before using it? Is it a microwave? No.
Don't get me
Speaking
started.
of fashion, I talked about how we look, and if you want to see how we look, just go to YouTube at Fantasy Football Dudes, and you will find us there, or tffdudes. But Jason Kelsey dressed up like the brother on 51st Dates.
That was pretty funny.
Reminded me of our chick flick draft. You can see that on YouTube, or go scroll back a couple podcasts. We'll have another draft on Friday. And any other kind of headlines you saw this week, Jordan? Are the Bengals? Samaje Perine had a nice outing again today. Like it seems like he gets a lot of passes and stuff. And actually, Jordan, do you have just do this week's results? Don't do the overall results. Can you add those up for us real quick? I know you're kind of an Excel genius.
Yeah, but Samaje Perine looks good.
He looks really good.
He's a decent special teamer too.
Oh yeah.
He looks good. He runs kind of angry a little bit, I would say. Mm-hmm. I think he's like, if he shaved his beard, it's kind of like a Samson situation. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he'd run as angry.
I agree.
Like he's a tough dude.
He's also bald, I think, too. So it's kind of like he doesn't have hair, so it's like facial hair kind of makes up for it, probably.
Yeah, I kind of liked him. I mean, Mixon has had 240 games?
No, he only had one 40-point game.
He had one.
He had a 140 game.
Honestly, if you take that 40-point game away, Samaje might have more points than Mixon on the season.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He's only
No,
played. No, he's only played
that's
2
not
games.
true.
You're right. He's only started 2.
he had a 20 plus game last week, right? And then what it looked like this week?
It was another 20.
20er. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I don't know. I like Perine.
No,
there.
he had 18.
18. All right, I like Perine there. He's I don't know. He's fun to watch. He finished top 5 though. I don't think Mixon was finishing top 5 regularly.
No,
when
no,
he
he
Except for
wasn't
that
regular.
1 week where he had a
Yeah.
bunch of touchdowns.
yeah.
Trent, you ready for these numbers
Yeah,
here?
give us this week's results.
So pending tomorrow night's game, or tonight's game when you're listening to this, the Monday night game. I went 9-5. Trent went 9-5. Phil went 10-4, and Seth went 11-3. So
Shoot.
I think Seth is now gonna be
And who'd we pick tomorrow?
me, Phil, and Seth all picked Tampa Bay. Trent picked New Orleans.
Okay.
So Trent either way is
I got to try to come back. I was all
so
pumped.
either way, Seth's gonna be tied with me for the lead.
And I'll be how far back will I be?
You will be one game back.
Okay, that makes me feel a little bit.
I was
Trent
all pumped
took
up with the Chargers losing because I think I was the only guy who picked the Raiders.
Yeah, you also took the Patriots though.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
had to try to get some stuff, you know.
Yeah,
Like,
did
that was
you-
one I probably shouldn't have took.
Yeah, that I was thinking about that today.
You also
should've
took
taken that.
Miami with me. That one hurt, but yeah.
How about Brock Purdy? Are we going to talk about that
Bring
later?
that up. You were acting like you were going to change your name from Phil to Purdy. You were so pumped up for about
Yeah,
Brock
to
Purdy.
Brock. I may name my child after him if I.
You're gonna change one of your child's names to Brock?
No. I am. We all know I'm having another child, right? I guess I'm.
It would have been more cool if you're like, no, I'm changing one of my children's names to Brock.
He's like, if my wife's okay with it, we're going to do it. But as of right now, it's yes, but it's probably not going to happen.
I was like, Jordan, we've talked about this. You know I'm having another child.
No, Phil actually said he thought Brock Purdy would be pretty good.
Yes, I
Thought
did.
he'd be a steal in the
if
draft.
given the opportunity.
And then Jordan laughed him off the pod. And now
No,
here we are.
Yes,
Here
yes.
we are, week 13,
Yeah.
and who's laughing now?
Once again, a prophet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A prophet's never known his hometown,
Yeah,
Phil.
Jordan basically laughed. Yeah,
What did I say exactly?
you said, take those headphones off and walk out of this garage. You're an idiot. And I said, no, you're wrong. And I stuck by. No.
That's exactly what happened. What did you actually say about Brock
We
Purdy?
just-
No,
No,
I had him like, I was like, if Brock Purdy, I bet you Brock Purdy, I think he was even in our ranking show. I think it was like, we were talking about potential.
College quarterback.
It was our rookie college preview
Yeah,
show
yeah,
in the
yeah,
offseason. And Phil
And I was hyping him because I said he's a working class guy from Iowa City. Iowa State. He's from Gilbert, Arizona. Another. What'd you say?
No, I just cool.
Hey, you really went down the Brock
Hey,
Purdy.
here's the
Is
thing.
his Wikipedia page your
What'd you say?
screensaver? Is his Wikipedia?
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing about Brock. There's a lot of Tom Brady-esque situation. Like the Niners have a really good defense. He just basically has to be adequate, and like I feel like they have a Super Bowl contending team. Like they could make it to the Super
Depending
Bowl.
on how he can play, I think so. Especially in the NFC, it's open.
That's what I'm saying.
I just have a hard time believing the Brock Purdy I saw at Iowa State is going to lead the Niners to the Super Bowl.
he looked decent today.
No, I know, but
Look
also
at his poise when he drove him down there, and he ended up throwing that touchdown to McCaffrey.
Okay, but it's also different coming in the game when a team's not game planning for you. Like, there's a difference starting the game.
But I would say he's pretty similar to Jimmy Garoppolo and how he plays.
Yeah, I know. I watched too much Brock Purdy at Iowa State to like
Davis
think that-
Mills or Brock Purdy?
Probably Brock Purdy.
The deal is he just has to do the defense is so good and the running backs are so good. He just has to do enough to not lose them the game, and the running backs have to stay healthy.
The running backs have to stay healthy, and it's not easy to make smart decisions with the football, but just don't make risky decisions with the football.
I get what you're saying.
And I mean, being honest, he actually didn't look that bad this week. He had some flair to him. I mean,
No, I mean he's not a horrible quarterback. You just I don't know. It's not like
Let's see what
We're gonna have to watch next week. Is what?
yeah. I think that's what like I'm saying. But he was not. I mean, he was the Mr. Irrelevant for a reason, right?
yeah, I mean, he wasn't Mike White of last week. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
But
he had 16 points today. He had more fantasy points than Mac Jones, Trevor
Russell Wilson.
Lawrence, Aaron Rodgers, Kenny Pickett, Ryan Tannehill, Kirk Cousins, Marcus Mariota, Russell Wilson, Matt Ryan, Deshaun Watson.
Did he run it all?
Let me look at that here.
He ran a little bit in college.
Yeah, he finished his QB 16 on the week, which maybe he finishes QB 17 after Monday Night Football. He had 4 carries for -1 yards.
Interesting. He was a little bit of a runner in college. I feel like.
I had a conversation with a couple Niner fans at our local grocery store, and they didn't seem to know who I was talking about when I brought him up. So I'm not sure if they were true fans or
They were probably not watching.
I don't think they were.
I don't understand how you could watch that whole game and not know who's your quarterback.
They might have thought he was Jimmy Garoppolo.
Except you hear Brock Purdy every 5 minutes, Mr.
Yeah,
Irrelevant, the whole game.
People watch stuff on mute. Seth.
Hey, Brock,
Well, it could have been the Horner situation.
Brock Purdy had over almost 1,200 yards rushing in 4 years at Iowa State
Yeah. So I mean,
and 19 touchdowns.
yeah, but I mean, Shanahan could figure that out, but I don't think they're going to run him. Like, I think they're just going to.
No, I'm just saying. Like, I'm just talking about. He does have a little bit of rushing upside, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's got a little.
little skip
Little
in his
spice.
step.
Yeah. Little mild sauce Taco Bell.
I don't know what you're saying, but
All
sure.
right. Well, thank you for that, Phil. We're gonna before we get into our dudes and duds, let's get into our divas. And today's divas are brought to you by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is daily fantasy made easy. You pick 2 to 6 players and over under in their projection, and you can win up to 10 times an entry. It's just you versus the projected numbers. Promo code dudes. They had that Flex Friday with the free $20 play, Jordan, and I just never put anything in, unfortunately. So that was a huge L on my part.
Wait, this past Friday?
This past Friday they had a Flex Friday. You got a free $20
Oh, I
entry.
think did I do that? I can't remember.
I don't know.
I didn't get the
So yeah, and I did not do that. So don't be like me. Check your phone, or when you check it, actually apply it and do it. But yeah, so they had a nice little Flex Friday. I did not have a great. I think I went three out of 5. So you don't cash on that, but you don't lose either.
Yeah.
So I did the under on Delucci or Deluke, the
Dolchich.
the Broncos tight end. I did under 7.5 fantasy points, and he had like 10 on the first drive, and then that was it. So I was close. But yeah, that messed. And I did Deshaun Watson over passing yards, and he was under. So those were the 2 I
Why'd
missed.
you do that? Like everyone was like, "Oh, Deshaun Watson's going to be so good." The guy hasn't played football in 2 years.
I know, but it's like he's used to the stadium.
He didn't look that good.
That's what I was going to ask.
But
I
he
didn't get to
hasn't
see
played-
that game.
He hasn't played in 2 years. Like I don't know why people expected him to like be so good.
I mean, when the team paid as much as they did for him, you kind of expect a little bit of something. You know what I'm saying? Or especially playing against your other, like the
Their
team
whole
that you
offense
just
looked
left.
terrible.
Like,
And you also saw that all the people that accused him allegedly of what he did were all at the game.
no.
You guys didn't see that?
I saw that.
There was a suite. The lawyer rented or got a suite for the game. He had like 10 of the women up there. Yeah, they wanted to. I don't know.
That's insane. That's it. Yeah, like that. That's
So, I mean,
wow,
there's that,
probably shouldn't even
too.
comment on it. That's just an interesting. And did they say it in the booth?
I saw it. No, I don't know if I just saw it like before.
It was
That's-
popular on social media leading
Yeah.
up to the weekend.
Wow.
So, like, again, like, state of mind for Deshaun Watson, like, there's something there, too. So, but yeah.
Oof. Yeah, that's
Preying on his downfall.
All right. Well, let's get into this week's divas. And I actually have a decent diva, I think, if I can. Jordan, do you have anything you want to do?
Yeah,
You
I
gonna
kind of
against,
got one. You know, I was thinking about this. So I went to our local, what do you call it? Basketball arena where Fresno State plays. They had a big high school event last night. And Sierra Canyon, where LeBron James' 2 sons play, they played our one of the local high schools who's pretty good here. And so my diva is adults who fangirl over high school kids. Like, I mean, they are Sierra Canyon's running into the arena, and the whole stadium like starts to stand up and like yell and cheer. Like, they didn't even cheer for the local school who walked in, and then the whole stadium just gets up and yelling. I got like, they're definitely out of high school. They're probably their mid-20s, people behind me. They are going absolutely nuts for Bronny James. Like, absolutely nuts. They're just like yelling like, Bronny, like they're little kids or something. And, you know, they're all like taking pictures and like they're all going crazy when he dunked. And it's just like, I'm listening to them behind me just like, oh man, Bronny this, Bronny that. And it's like, where has a society become to where like we have grown adults?
And then he scores 5 points in the game. And you're like, oh. Yeah.
No, but like we have grown adults. We have grown adults who are just like acting like they've seen like the president of the United States, and it's like a 17-year-old high school kid.
yeah.
You know,
I
like,
will agree that as a diva. But every time you watch a video of like, let's say a concert or any of these things, you see people acting a fool
No, yeah,
because they
it's
don't know
true.
how to control themselves,
No,
or
but I
someone who
think
is
that's my-
mildly popular. Like
that's my whole point.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
adults,
crazy to me.
Adults who just get absolutely lose their minds when they see someone has 1 million followers on social media. Like, they just absolutely lose their mind. It's not like you were talking to him or meeting him. He literally just ran onto a basketball court. And
Like he was just there.
He's just there. Like, you are, because you're in the 100 yards within his presence.
And
you
he's
just
not even
lose your
famous.
mind.
His dad's famous.
Yeah, I mean, it was mind blowing to me. And I guess I should know this. And maybe that's just something that I don't like. It doesn't really affect me when I'm around.
Prescribed to or whatever, I guess. Well, not even
No,
that.
no,
just
like that. It's like, oh yeah, like I bought the ticket to go watch him play too, but I'm not going to act like I just saw like,
Yeah.
you know.
But you did put his autographed jersey up on eBay today.
Jordan, sounds like you like 4 years ago, maybe. I'm just
No, I've never been like this.
Jordan. Let's pretend Kobe Bryant had a son.
I watched Kobe Bryant play in person though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I was also a little kid when I did that. You know, we're talking about grown adults probably in their mid-20s.
The thing is, though, if LeBron walked in to play in that arena, you can stand up and do that because it's LeBron.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like to
No, so what is the
to
difference?
a certain degree, you shouldn't be standing up and yelling like, oh my gosh, LeBron's right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, that's awkward. And
it's just weird.
Yeah.
Like people are obsessed with like famous people.
Yeah, I've had some weird celebrity encounters that I'm just like not proud of, I guess you could say. So it's you kind of like when you see someone, I have no context for this guy because I don't really watch basketball at all. I know he's LeBron's son.
LeBron James'
obviously.
son.
Yeah,
He's
I
pretty
know that.
popular. I mean, he probably
But, like,
has
I
a
think
million
people
followers.
all my experiences have been like actual interpersonal experiences, not like from afar. But like I can tell, yeah, like you get, maybe people get nervous. Who knows? Like that's just a weird deal, you know. Anyhow,
Bronny has 6.8 million followers on Instagram.
the son does.
Yeah.
Wow.
But again, I don't understand why people just get
Maybe
so
some of them
like,
are bots.
All you had to do was be born
yeah.
to the right dad.
We all missed that boat.
Shoot.
Speaking of followers, follow us at Twitter and Instagram at tffdudes, and we're chasing Bronny. But
do you guys agree with that?
So
diva,
if I
though?
was
Like,
my
it's-
height right
I
now,
think
do
that's
you
a
think
pretty
I could
good diva.
still-
I think a lot of people can agree to that. And then the people like who are like that, I don't understand you.
Yeah.
again, like
And you probably don't wish to understand them.
No, I don't want to know.
Yeah.
again, I'll say I understand if you like are like face to face with them, you know, in person. Like,
Yeah.
there's I think that's a little bit like you can get. I think it's you're allowed to get a little starstruck, especially if, like
Yeah.
someone like you grew up like a childhood, like
Yes,
person
correct.
you watched.
Yeah.
Or like I
You
think
should
there's
have
a little
seen
bit.
Trent when he meant Van Der Esch. It was
But I just think
unfortunately, I've never met Van Der Esch.
I just think when you're like in a stadium and like there's not even like you're in the presence of it. Like you don't have to. I don't know. People
Yeah.
like that. It
Yeah.
just
you
doesn't
don't
make
have
it.
to like worship the ground beneath
Yes,
their feet.
exactly.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I can go next because
Go
mine's
ahead.
not that good, and I think
And actually, I wrote mine down in my Apple Notes
Oh,
yesterday.
okay.
And my notes haven't synced, and my phone's videotaping you.
And your
Phil,
memory's not good enough to
my
remember
memory's
it.
not good. I have like 80 divas on my list though that I just kind of have saved in my
it's
diva
a
bank.
script.
No,
No,
but it's stuff that happens to me, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's diva-ish right there.
I think this is just like a well-known diva, but it's mostly I'm just going after the automotive industry as a whole. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
when you're stranded on the side of the road, you do not want the car jack that you have in your vehicle
Amen.
to be the car jack that you have to use. Those things. Have any of you guys had to change a tire here before?
I have. I had to do it one time, and after that one time, I threw that car jack
Is
away.
that the one time you were downtown?
No. That was a different time. But the one time I had to use the car jack that came with my car, I got that car jack after I changed my tire, threw it away, went to Tractor Supply, not a sponsor, and bought a really nice.
Should be though.
Yeah, bought a really nice car jack. And now every time I've gotten a flat tire, it's way faster.
Is that an electronic one?
No, it's not.
It's still like it's
Yeah,
because
but it's
there's
good.
some that are.
It was worth the $200 I spent on it. Like it's saved. It's when it's raining, you don't want to get out there underneath your truck.
I was in the mud.
Yeah, and you have to this piece goes here. It's like no, they're absolutely terrible.
So not only that, they're the most ill-placed. I had to move seats out of the middle of my car.
You have to watch a YouTube video just to find the car jack.
Yeah, it's like don't count on me to read an owner's manual. That's just too much work. You know what I'm saying? It should be very clear exactly where the tire is. I shouldn't have to move car seats. I shouldn't have to move center consoles. I shouldn't have to do all that stuff to just get thankfully I wasn't on the side of the freeway. Thankfully, so I will say, give them a little shout out. The sensor went off. I pulled off. I was in a rural area. So I pulled off kind of far off the beaten path, I guess you could say. But even still, it's like, you don't want to use those things. They're so bad.
They're terrible.
Like, they should come with more well-equipped. Like, if they're putting calories on the sides of every single meal that you have to order at McDonald's, put a better jack in a car. You know
And
what
you're
I'm saying?
paying good money for a car, anyways.
You're paying good money for a car. Like, give us a good jack. You
Put
know
a
what I'm saying?
$200 jack in there.
Exactly. You can, or dealerships. Dealerships just, they should have a sale. Memorial Day sale comes with a jack. Labor Day sale comes with a jack.
Black Friday
sale comes with a jack. Do you know what I'm saying? They always do those sales. Hey, throw in a jack on one of those.
Auto industry doesn't know jack.
I would say so. That's my diva. It's not as polarizing as my microwave diva, which I'm still kind of whatever.
I know. That's actually a good one, Phil, and I agree.
I have
with
another
that.
solution for you. Just get a AAA card.
No, I did. No, but the problem is, Jordan, I was with my family. So when you're with children, you don't want to be stranded on the side of the road for like 19 hours. AAA takes at least an hour and a half. Can we all agree to that?
How long did it take you to change to put the spare tire
3
on?
hours.
I got back to my house 15 minutes ago, and I found the flat tire at 5 p.m.
Phil's like, I popped the hood, and we're like, Phil, your tire was flat. Huh?
No, I was in the middle of the mud, and the problem is that I drive. I think I've talked about this before. Basically, a tricked out minivan, and
You described it as a Millennium Falcon one time.
it is a Millennium Falcon. That thing's is a baddie. Anyhow, it's the
Reindeer antlers and all.
The Honda Odyssey it's basically lowered as is. Like, I wanted to put bags on this thing. It's not even possible just because of how low it already is.
You had to suck it in to get under.
So anyhow, it took me, so what I did is it was cold. I mean, I could have the car on obviously, but
And it just rained.
That's why I said I was in
Man.
the mud. So I called my dad, and he didn't live too far from there. I'm like, hey, just come get the girls. And so then I was out there, and then I was just like, all right, I'm just going to do this. So I probably did it in like 30 to 45 minutes, I would say. With AAA, they have to dispatch you to a towing, or at least with the stuff that I have, they dispatch you to a towing company. And then that person could be, 45 minutes away, at a McDonald's or a rest stop, fueling up and getting lunch. And then they come pick you up. I once locked my keys into this car, and this guy on a moped came and opened up the door. And it was like he was commuting from downtown LA up to Six Flags Magic Mountain. It took an hour and a half. It's just, I trust towing companies in terms of they'll get your car there safely. They just take an exhaustingly amount of time to get to wherever you're at. I mean, you know what? You could be across the street and they may have to fill up their coffee for an hour and a half. You know what I'm saying? I just rather do it myself. And I'm a little blue collar guy, so I like to get my hands through.
All right, Trent, what's your
One of
diva?
the hardest parts is getting the tire from underneath the car, I could say. Well, maybe your van has
No,
it in the back.
it's in the middle of the vehicle. You have to pull.
That is weird. It's in the middle of the
It's in the middle of the vehicle. You have
Not
to
in the trunk.
No, I had to pull off my center console. I had to move seats back, move seats forward.
bizarre.
Imagine if I had to do that on the 99 or the 5 freeway. That would be insane. It's
Well, maybe
poorly
you should have
designed.
looked at that before you bought the car, Phil.
Or I probably should have been a civil engineer and design cars.
Go back to school.
It's not too late. It's not too
The
late.
diva could be the Honda Odyssey for putting it there.
Yeah, actually, that's better than the automotive.
Or you for
industry.
not looking at that before you bought the car.
I was looking for function. I didn't think I was going to be
That's
hey,
function. That is functionality.
Yeah. It's not every day that I have a flat tire, Jordan.
Well, Trent seems to get them all the time, apparently.
I do, but a lot
Well,
of
when you drive on the shoulder of the freeway, what do you
Hey,
expect?
here's the deal, though. I do farm, so peachwood, not as bad. Plumwood, that pops tires a lot easier. So if you're
really?
pruning, yeah. So just depends. So yeah, I do get I guess you could say I'm kind of blue collar. I don't know. No,
What's your diva, Trent?
my diva is just guys who can't back up a trailer.
I thought you were going to say change a tire.
People who can't change a tire in under 44 minutes. No, guys who can't back up a trailer. I feel like all guys should know how to back up a trailer and have to do it if they need to. It takes time. It's
Do you feel like you can do it well?
I can do it well enough. I don't pull trailers a lot. Like I've pulled a U-Haul across country before. Like you try not to back up big things, but like Phil, like I bet it would take you like I don't know. You might be one of those guys that like if you're backing a boat up into the lake, you might like take the trailer off the hitch and back
drag
it up by
down.
person. Yeah.
Oh, that's embarrassing. I would never bring myself to do that.
Seth, can you back up a trailer?
I wasn't able to until I started this job a couple years ago, and now I'm really good at it.
Phil, have you ever backed up a trailer? Jordan?
How dare you ask me that question?
I will say though, like doing it your first time, it is really hard.
It is hard.
Oh,
yeah.
If you've never done it, you're gonna be like, this is hard.
And I'm naturally good
Because
at
you
most
have to
things.
convince your brain, like you have to like split your thinking into now doing it opposite again. You know, because you back up your truck the other way to move the trailer the way you want it to. So
yeah, not like a super funny diva, and maybe it's a lost skill that people don't need.
it is a good skill to have though.
Well, actually, let's put Trent to the test. Let's spray paint.
Yeah, okay.
Let's spray paint the road here in front of his house, and just get a big trailer and have him back it up and see if he can do it.
Okay. Well, when I moved myself because I don't pay moving companies.
Yeah.
So
same.
I filled up a trailer and I backed it up this driveway up into the garage every time.
So you say trailer? Are you talking about a big truck or are you talking about a trailer?
I'm talking about a trailer on the back of my pickup truck.
Okay, I just wanted to be sure.
not like a U-Haul.
You weren't
truck.
being. You weren't being.
I've had a U-Haul.
explicitly clear.
I've pulled a U-Haul trailer in a Ford F-150 with a load that was way too big cross country one time though, so that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Just need a little trucker radio and
statute. Where we passed the statute limitations.
Anyways,
on that one.
let's 10-4 this divas and let's get into our dudes and duds. And whether you hate the people in your life or love them, you should tell them about the dudes. We bring people together. The highest compliment our dudes can give us is the referral of their family and friends. Just remember, don't be rude. Tell a dude. Also sign up for our dudes later. We have a waiver email with Mike Del Ponte on Tuesday, and we have dad moves on Thursday. Now let's recap our starts and sits. Jordan, my start of the week, I had Amari Cooper, and he was not very good. As we said, Deshaun Watson played terrible. Amari Cooper did not play that well either. Your start, Jordan, you had George
Was probably
Pickens.
worse. Was he worse?
He was worse. Yeah.
Yep.
Amari Cooper was, it's like Pickens didn't goose you, but he might as well have goosed you. Like,
He got 0.7 fantasy points. That's like,
yeah,
it's like, might as well. Might as well have just took a 0. Like, it would have,
yeah.
might as well just not played. Like, I don't know.
If he wouldn't have played, you wouldn't have started him, so it would have been easier. But Amari Cooper,
Phil could have got 0.7 points.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I mean,
no,
like,
Phil at
on
least
a
you
bad
wouldn't-
day, he
you
got
probably wouldn't have
6.
put Phil in your
Phil could have
lineup.
took a 2-yard out route, caught the ball, got 0.7 points.
And I may have taken it to his house.
that's too far. There's
No,
way.
you might have gotten 3 yards.
And then I would have done. What did you say, Trent? Would you just go to the middle of the field?
raise your hands out. Yeah, Amari Cooper had 6 points, not very good. And that was the Browns defense just absolutely saved them. Nick Chubb didn't have a good game either. We'll get into that later. My other start was Keenan Allen, and he kind of got bailed out with it was a really nice touchdown grab from Justin Herbert. But, that's Kyle Allen. But Keenan Allen finished the game with, no, I was pulling up the stats here. I hit K Allen, and I hit he had 17 points, 6 catches for
Closer to 18, honestly.
yeah, 14 targets though, so the volume was there, but that touchdown at the end really helped him. It's a nice long touchdown. But yeah, so good play there. And then the Chargers lost that game. And your other start, Jordan, was
David Montgomery had almost 15 points, so he didn't kill you. He didn't. Fields ripped off that long touchdown run and was throwing the ball all over the place. So it is what it is. It wasn't the greatest. It's not the greatest week for me when
Had
it
a
comes to
touchdown,
start
though.
sits. Yeah, he didn't kill you, right? But he wasn't like a top 10 running back like I thought he'd be.
And then my sit of the week was Gabe Davis. And if you played him, he didn't kill you, but this has just been Gabe Davis. He had
He did score though, right?
8 points. Yeah, he went 2 for 7, 15 yards total, 1 touchdown. So
And it was early, and I was like, boy.
I was like, oh man, this was a bad diva or a bad sit for me. But we always say anything under 10 is a win for the duds, and Gabe
sits.
Davis had 8.5, so I think that was okay there. if you played him. He didn't kill you. And no one wants to start a wide receiver on Thursday Night Football and him only get 8 points. It kind of just sets the tone, I feel like, for your game the rest of the week. You don't feel very confident. My other sit was Mike Evans, who plays tonight on Monday Night Football. Jordan, you had Latavius Murray, who
8 points.
8 points. And then you had Jacoby Myers.
Jacoby did not do.
No, he had like 3.7.
That was a really
3.7 points.
windy game. And then I think Josh Allen is still a little banged up because he's missing Gabe Davis when he's wide open. Like he doesn't look himself, unfortunately. But that is our recap from our starts and sits. Don't miss our starts and sits this Thursday. Now let's get into our quarterback dudes. Phil, you want to read those off for us?
Yeah. So quarterback dudes here, Jalen Hurts with 33.4, Joe Burrow with 30.4, Geno Smith with 22.9, go Hawks, Jared Goff with 21.6, Justin Fields with 21.2, and Patrick Mahomes with 19.8.
Kind of a bad quarterback week, Jordan. Don't you think? Like it was just all kind of the same. Like
Unless you had Hurts or Burrow.
yeah, Hurts and Burrow are carrying my Scotty Fishbowl team. Like I believe I'm going to advance one more week is what it's looking like right now. But if we want to get like Derrick Henry was a total dud for me, which we'll get into that too. Then the quarterback duds, we had Kirk Cousins,
Deshaun. I think you can throw Deshaun Watson in there.
Throw Deshaun Watson in there, absolutely. Because people have been holding him for a couple of weeks. You know, we've been saying to stash Deshaun Watson. Then you get the chance to play him, and he might. Teams that stashed Deshaun Watson probably were like, they're on the verge of not making playoffs if you're stashing Deshaun Watson, right? Then you play him and you have this happen to you. So, yeah, I think you throw Deshaun Watson in there.
You have Lamar Jackson in there.
Yeah, you have to put Lamar in there. And that's a bummer because Huntley had a good game.
Yeah, and then Rodgers.
Like Herbert was QB 12 on the week and he had 16 fantasy points.
I think Trevor Lawrence did dud too.
Trevor Lawrence. Tua was quarterback 16 with 14 points.
Dud.
Aaron Rodgers.
Huntley had 16 points.
Yeah. Kirk
I
Cousins.
like Huntley, man.
Yeah. Mac Jones. Marcus Mariota.
Yeah, but you're not starting those guys.
Yeah, no, you weren't starting him. Deshaun Watson. Yeah, 6 points. That hurts. All right, our running back dudes here. I'll hop into those real quick. Our running back dudes, we have, let me see here. Christian McCaffrey, 24.6 points, our running back 1 on the week. A.J. Dillon, with 19.4 at running back 2. A.J. Dillon maybe could be a free agent in leagues. You might want to check for waivers in your league.
He ended up actually being RB3. Tony Pollard passed him.
Tony Pollard passed him. Okay.
Tony Pollard is RB2 so far on the week.
Tony Pollard. How many points did Tony Pollard have?
23.6.
Then A.J. Dillon at 19.4, DeAndre Swift at 19.1, Josh Jacobs at 19, and Samaje Perine at 18.5.
Wasn't AJ Dillon one of your honorary starts, Jordan? I thought you gave him.
I
an
talked a
honorable
lot
mention.
about like Aaron Jones,
Oh yes.
and it ended up being Dylan who got
Dylan is the guy who ended up getting it. Yeah,
But I just knew that the Bears
I thought you
run
were. I thought you
defense-
said Dylan. Yeah, I thought you had said Dylan though for some reason.
Is Aaron Jones, how long is he? He got injured today, right?
Did he get re-injured again?
I saw something. Maybe he didn't. Oh, he left the game with a shin injury, but did return. So then our running back duds, we got Aaron Jones, Cordero Patterson, Kenneth Walker, Antonio Gibson, Nick Chubb, Travis Etienne, Derrick Henry, Austin Eckler, Najee Harris, Jeff Wilson. There's some big names in there. Like Eckler finally cooled down this week, and it was a good spot for him versus the Raiders.
Yeah.
So that's unfortunate there. If those running backs were killer this week, but receivers weren't as bad. Jordan, if you want to read those off.
Yeah, so wide receivers, Devontae Adams just had another huge game, 33.7 points. Amon St. Brown, another huge game, 29.1 points. A.J. Brown, man, these three guys up top just had huge games. A.J. Brown, 27.9 points.
Did you see A.J. Brown, though? He scored on a 40-yard TD reception penalty. Then he scored the next play. So you got those little extra yards, though, for that touchdown. So A.J. Brown owners should be happy about that.
Tyreek Hill, a wide receiver 4, 25.1. Tyler Lockett, wide receiver 5, 23.3. And then Christian Watson, another guy with 2 touchdowns, wide receiver 6 at 22.9.
And it's kind of, maybe I'm wrong, but it's kind of like now that, I mean, they were connecting before, but I think they're connecting a lot better, and it makes sense why they're winning so much. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And then our duds, we got George Pickens, Gabe Davis, Amari Cooper, Debo Samuel, Michael Pittman. Anyone else you would throw in there, Jordan, for just some wide receiver duds?
Zay Jones.
Zay Jones. I don't. Seems like the wide receivers you were pretty good with.
Yeah, a
this
solid week of wide receivers.
All right, Phil, you want to wrap this up with our tight end dudes and duds?
Yep. Yes, sir. Let's go over to tight ends. Noah Fant. I think this is his first week at number 1 with 12. Evan Ingram.
Might be his first time ever. He had some good games
with the Broncos. Evan Ingram with 11.5. Greg Dulcich with a net 11.5. Gerald Everett with 10.5. Cole Kmet with 10.2. And Pat Freiermuth with 9.1.
Can we just say the whole tight end position was a dud this week?
Yeah, it was bad. Like 12 points.
Yeah, people were complaining that Travis Kelce was a dud. It's like, well, welcome to everyone else's fantasy football team. You know, I tweeted today, is this the worst week ever for tight ends in fantasy football? I think it might be.
Yeah,
like 12 points. Some duds I'm going to throw in there: Travis Kelce, T.J. Hawkinson, Dalton Schultz, George Kittle. And unfortunately, we cannot put Kyle Pitts on this list.
Mark Andrews.
Mark Andrews has not had a double-digit fantasy scoring week since week 6.
Yeah, tight ends are bad. So it's rough out there.
Real rough. A lot of, I don't know, we don't do any kickers on here, but let's get into our waivers here.
The kickers might have had a good week this week.
Kickers and defenses. Remember, don't be rude. Tell a dude really helps us out. And if you're listening to this podcast and you got a second, just scroll down the bottom. Give us a 5-star rating and review. We really appreciate it. Really helps us out. Then share it with a friend as always. And if you're on Spotify, there's ratings on there as well. You hit that little star right there on the top. Give us a 5-star rating. We really appreciate that. Help us soar through those rankings so we can make more content for our favorite dudes. So teams on bye this week. We have the Falcons, Bears, Packers, Colts, Saints, and Commanders.
That's a lot of teams this week.
Is this our last week of buys?
I think it is.
Week 14?
Yep.
Okay. Well, we got Phil, you want to just do this quarterback right here? You know, this is all off of injury. You know, I know it's your favorite guy, but we got a quarterback waiver ad if you need. I don't know who in there that you might want to play a quarterback over. I guess a Justin Fields guy might want to pick this guy up because he's on bye.
Are you talking Huntley?
Talking Huntley.
Who do
they play Pittsburgh?
They play Pittsburgh. Yeah, I say Huntley. Who does Brock have next week?
Well, the 49ers are not on bye. I look at Brock Purdy.
He was trending.
Are you willing to play Brock Purdy or Tampa Bay?
No, you don't. And you're probably not playing Jimmy Garoppolo anyhow. It's not like
it's season-ending injury, right?
It was an ankle deal, right?
I thought it was.
He broke his foot. He's out.
Oh yeah, he's done.
Guy can't catch a break.
Yeah, poor guy, man. He's anyhow. I would say like Huntley's probably the biggest one. He ran for 40 yards today, one for a touchdown. So I mean,
Huntley, like Mark Andrews did really good with Tyler Huntley last year.
Yeah.
You could
I think
say
Mark
this
Andrews. I think he's hurt.
I think he's hurt too. Yeah.
You could say this about a lot of quarterbacks, like backup. Maybe not a lot. You can't say this about a lot of starting quarterbacks in the NFL, but like I think that Tyler Huntley could be a starter somewhere else.
Oh yeah,
you can say that also by about a handful of other backup quarterbacks, but I think him for sure. Like he plays really well in Lamar's spot.
Yeah,
he's very similar. There's a lot of similarities there. He's going to run. Like I said, he had a rushing TD, I believe. So yeah. And then how do you?
He had a great game against the Packers last year. Is just all I was going to say. But running backs here, James Cook, 31% rostered. He's getting more involved.
Starting to take over that a little bit.
Yeah, like they're still using Singletary. Like Singletary still had a good game, but James Cook is a guy you could add. What do you think about Zonovan Knight, Jordan?
He looks good.
Are they not going to play? Was it Michael Carter Like he, as long as I guess he's
Michael Carter's hurt, so
like I don't know if we know the status on.
Yeah,
when
I
he's
don't know if we
coming
know,
back.
but
yeah, Zonovan looks good.
he looks real good.
And then I got DJ Dallas. Do we know what?
So DJ Dallas is because
if Kenneth Walker's
ankle, like
Yeah.
if he's and
Travis Homer's was out this week.
and I don't know if what his status is for next week. So yeah, DJ Dallas looked good. So I mean, or he might just be viable by default. They don't if Homer
exactly.
and Walker's out, they have him and Tony Jones Jr. and DJ Dallas has been there a lot longer than Tony Jones Jr. has. So.
Yeah, and if Homer's back, I don't think you want to touch that really. But if he's not, then I think that's definitely a viable option there because he'll take up the majority of it. Oh, he's out due to knee injury. So that one's I think DJ's safe. DJ's safe at least for a couple weeks.
I had a team this week. I had Lamar Jackson and Kenneth Walker on it. It was absolutely brutal having both of those guys.
Yep.
You know, that was just bad luck. Zamir White, Josh Jacobs is a handcuff.
So I want to talk about the running backs. Is we have Zamir White. It's just a couple of guys like Josh Jacobs is probably carrying your team. Where Josh Jacobs is the reason your team's successful. I would assume if you had Josh Jacobs on your team, you have a successful year. Same with Saquon Barkley. You have Zamir White, Matt Breida. I think they're both the clear handcuffs to those guys. Like if Josh Jacobs were to miss or be out for the rest of the year, Zamir White's who you would want. If Saquon were to miss the rest of the year, Matt Breida is who you would want. And those are both teams that are going to run the ball. So, like, I guess what I'm saying is, I think right now we have most leagues. This is your week 14 is your last week of playoffs, right? I mean, a regular season and it's playoffs.
Yes, I believe so.
So what I'm saying is, I think it's a good time to like handcuff your running backs right now if they have a clear backup. There's some situations where there's no clear backup, right?
Yeah.
So like it might be hard to do, but I just am saying if you're able to, like if you have Dalvin Cook and Madison's out there, it's probably smart to go grab Madison right
Yeah, and
because he's the clear handcuff, you know, like.
Yeah, and he's only 43% rostered, so like,
That's
Madison is worth picking
I
up.
think right now going into playoffs, like because you don't need to hold roster spots for bye week guys after this week anymore, right? So, like in theory, you should not have to use any of your bench,
Yeah.
right? You're probably starting your guys, so like,
and that's kind of the easiest one to do. Like it's a lot more difficult to do that with other positions, obviously.
yeah, and because running back is the most like projectable.
Yeah.
You know, like if you have Ramondre Stevenson, and I'm kind of talking to myself here, and Damian Harris, I know Damian Harris is hurt, so it's a little different. But like if Damian Harris wasn't hurt, it's probably not the worst thing in the world to go pick up Damian Harris, right?
No, absolutely not. Wide receivers, I got Donovan Peoples-Jones, who's 65% rostered. Jordan, you have Sky Moore on here, 24% rostered.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't do much today. I was a little bummer, but so.
And then Jamison Williams had his first game today. He did not do too much, but 59% rostered.
I think you can also throw DJ Chark on there too. Like DJ Chark's had 2 really good games back-to-back weeks. So I know everyone's talking about Jamison Williams, but I think they're going to be very, very careful with him.
Yeah. And they don't really absolutely like need him a ton right now. I have Elijah Moore as another guy. Like he looks good with Mike White, and he's rostered under 65%. So those are some 2 guys there. No tight ends, you know.
Yeah, it's just not like
go pick up one of the guys who finished top 5 this week, and they'll probably be in the duds category. So
it's just a crapshoot at tight end.
But yeah, remember handcuff those tight ends.
Or those running backs, you mean?
Don't handcuff your tight ends. I'm sorry. My apologies. It is 10 o'clock here. It's getting late. But anything else you guys want to talk about, you know, on these waivers or anything?
No.
Phil didn't say Brock Purdy or they're playing the Bucs.
We did bring him up. I was gonna say the Atlanta tight end, but like, dude, like we don't want to mess. Number one, you don't want to mess with tight ends. Number one, you don't want to mess with Atlanta's tight end. Like that's just a bad idea.
Atlanta's tight end ended up being better than Kyle Pitts.
I think he did have a better week. He had a better week than Kyle Pitts has had in a long time.
All right. Well, hey, that does it for us, guys. We will see you on Wednesday. I've got a good draft coming up, and as always, take care.
This has been another episode of the Fantasy Football Dudes podcast. Remember to rate, review, and follow. For more information, go to www.thefantasyfootballdudes.com. And remember, we are sorry for absolutely nothing.